What if I say one disaster killed 4 million people? And I bet most people have even heard about this before. This is called the 1931 China floods that killed 4 million people. Yes, 4 million people died in that one flood. At first, I thought 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami was pretty bad, but if you look at this chart, the 2004 tsunami is only 250,000 people. 2010 Haiti earthquake is about 316,000. The 1970 Bohol cyclone is about 500,000. But this flood is 4 million people. Like, this is just mind blowing. This all began with the drought that occurred in the region, and we're talking about years of drought where the ground essentially became total concrete. And usually with that, all the rain goes nowhere because the ground just becomes unabsorbent. So there's three main rivers called the Yellow, the Yungates, and High River. Since the ancient times, the river has experienced about 1,500 flooding since, so they built these levees nearby, which wasn't that good, just in hopes to keep all the water away. So what happened was early that year in 1931, there was a massive blizzard that blew by the region nearby and over the mountains that dumped an incredible amount of snow, which I think is about record numbers. Usually in July, they would face 1 or 2 cyclones, give or take, nothing that bad. They faced 9 cyclones. Yes, you heard me right. 9 cyclones in a singular month. How like, it's like Mother Nature put on a cheat code for some reason. Because 9 cyclones in 1 month just sounds devious. Combined with all that leftover snow from the mountains coming the same 3 rivers. Nobody had any warnings. People didn't ever prepare or had no time to run. Later that night, about 10 to 15,000 people were killed, just like that from the flood. It was because it was going way fast. So the flood itself killed about 100,000 people right off the bat. However, by the end of the year 1932, it actually ended up indirectly killing 4 million people. 50 million people across 10 provinces were affected. A region that's larger than Spain was affected from the flood, which caused about 80 million people left to be homeless. Like a lot of disasters, the high death toll comes aftermath, which nukes is a one of a good example of that because nukes itself will kill a fraction of people, whereas the aftermath, the nuclear winter, will kill the majority of others. In this case, since the water got nowhere to go, water just stood in the area for months and years. So the water became incredibly contaminated with these horrible viruses and bacteria, so people got diseases. Basically, people starved to death. In fact, it got so desperate to the point where people ate random stuff. We're talking about wood, grass, dirt, mud, you name it. There's rumors out there people ate each other. Now, let's hope they didn't eat each other alive, because that would have been horrible. But, like, even then, if they're dead, that just comes to show how bad this actually was. And I just found that hard to believe, but this was a time period where medical is not the same as today. And as we thought the China government would help, unfortunately, they did not. China's government at the time didn't have the infrastructure or the resources to manage a disaster at this massive. China at the time was dealing with internal conflicts at the same time. And so basically, all these people in the city, in that town, had to live it out. They have to be creative. They built little bridges across the city to walk. It's a very narrow bridge. And they were noted that a lot of times these bridges would have fallen. People follow the water, and at that point, the water just became lava. It's lethal. The biggest question I have is, why is this not talked enough? Why don't they teach this in school? Right, we hear all these big disasters like the Titanic or the Pompeii or other noble disasters, but these all combined are not even a fraction of what this cost. But it also comes to show what the Mother Nature can be capable of.